All right, I have the tools that I need to be able to soften or make the mold. I've got the mold itself. I've got a paper towel. I use a wooden spoon. Now, if you're going to use a metal spoon, you should have that in like ice water so that the mold doesn't stick to the spoon. I've got a mirror to see what I'm doing, and then I also have rolling water already heated, ready to go. Now, the process is fairly simple, but it does take a little bit of art to it. If you are at, depending upon where you're at in the altitude, it could be faster, it could be a little bit slower. That's why we say between 18 and 20 seconds. The best way to really gauge is to watch, and you'll see the walls of the mouthpiece start to fold in on each other. That's when you want to take this out of the water. Now the key is to not leave this out of the water for too long before you put it in your mouth to actually make the mold. Because if this material starts to really cool, and it cools too much, then you won't be able to get a good impression on the teeth. So that's the first thing. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the heat. We're going to move the water off to the side. And then I'm going to go ahead and place the mouth guard into the water. And then I'm going to watch. I'm watching for the sides to start curling in. And there we go. So I'm going to take this now out of the water. Place it on the paper towel, and what I want to do is I want to separate the walls a little bit. And there's a notch right here, and I'm going to place that on my teeth. And okay, so part of the process, what you want to do is you want to suck out any air or water while you're making the mold to help it. And as you can see, I have a really good indentation of the teeth. Oops, let me bring it down here. See this? We have a really good indentation of all the upper teeth, as well as the lower. Right there. This is exactly what you're aiming for. You want to see good indentation on all the separate teeth, which means now you have a good mold. Now, if this wasn't a good mold, a nice and tight fit, which means you have to try to kind of peel it off, then what you can do is you can take this, if it didn't mold like this, and you can place it back in the water, and you want to place it back in the water for approximately 5 seconds. just enough again to soften the material. And then you want to use your mirror again, and you want to push on the sides of your mouth to make sure you get a nice, good, tight fit. And that's all there is to this. And that's a very good tight fit. So once again, what you're aiming for is to get a good, clear delineation of all your front teeth. And of course, you want a good bottom section right here. Now this comes in 2 different sizes. It's the only product that comes in 2 different sizes. So for smaller mouths, you don't have to use the material for a large mouth. And if you have a large mouth, you don't have to use the material for a small mouth. This is by far the best product on the market today